Hi, I'm Sarah Crombie and I'm studying hospitality and tourism management at the university, and I'm really interested in becoming a student ambassador.
What do you think are the three things an ambassador should always do, and what three things do you think they should never do?
Firstly, I think being committed to the job and in life is so important. I would definitely be adopting this as the role as a student ambassador. It's so important to be committed as it shows responsibility, leadership, and a great work ethic. Secondly, being proactive is so important as it shows independence, you are hardworking and can think outside the box. Thirdly, I believe a positive can do attitude will get you far in any job. It shows motivation, hard work, and that you are willing to give anything a try. As a student ambassador, it's also important to acknowledge what is acceptable and what is not. In my view, there are many things that I deem appropriate and things that I do not. Firstly, being absent from an event. As an ambassador, you are representing the university, so it's always important to be punctual and professional. And in some cases, if you're unable to make the event, it's important to let your supervisor know in advance. However, in some unforeseen circumstances, this cannot always happen. You can't always attend the event. If an individual repeatedly does this, it shows a lack of commitment, unreliability, and a lack of trust, which are qualities a student ambassador should never portray. Thirdly, as a student ambassador, you should never act unprofessionally, both at the event and around campus. Although you are off duty, you are still representing the university, so it's important to take the role very seriously. Behaving in an unprofessional behaviour shows extreme lack of care about the job, which makes the university look bad and gives prospect students a bad first impression. Fourthly, students will be attending the university from all different types of backgrounds, cultures, and religious beliefs. I believe it is the student ambassador's role to treat everyone fairly, respectfully, and to not be judgmental to anyone. I believe it's everyone's right to further education, and I would do anything I could to make sure that individual needs were met.
How would you describe your university experience so far?
In terms of my work, I definitely found it difficult at the start to understand and keep on top of the workload. However, my lecturers and personal tutor made me feel reassured and gave me all the resources I needed to complete my first semester successfully. And now, after creating bonds with my fellow peers and friends, we often talk about the work and help each other out. And this has helped me immensely and create and increase my confidence and made it easier for me to talk to people. In terms of the university workload, I have learnt to stay on top of everything I do and everything I've been given and start assignments earlier so I am prepared and not stressed, and that planning and preparing for the assignment is key.
What has been the best thing about being a student and why?
The best thing about being a student is definitely the support that's on offer for you. Because the University of Gloucester is a very small and tight knit university, it's easy to get the support that you need. Um, the Future Plan Scheme for me has helped me immensely since starting, whether it's help with an essay or with a placement, they've helped me. Another point for me is having a dedicated care leaver coordinator. This is very important to me, and it's good to have someone to talk to about anything and that gives me the support I need at university. And like my previous university, they didn't have anyone that I could talk to about anything. This made me feel really stressed, and I found it really hard to cope, especially during COVID.
What's been the highlight of your course so far and for what reason?
I'm enjoying all aspects of my course at the moment, but it has to be taking part in the Spectacle of Light Festival. This was run via the university, and I applied through them to become a steward. Whilst the hours were quite long, and because I was travelling back and forth, I wasn't making much money really. Um, I had a great deal of satisfaction and reward, and I was able to assist the general public in enjoying themselves in a safe and controlled environment during the pandemic. I enjoyed helping families to ensure their experience was at the event was memorable. It also engaged me and enabled me to engage with fellow students that I normally perhaps wouldn't talk to. I received contribution to the success of the event. This increased my confidence and gave me a sense of achievement.
What has been the biggest challenge so far, and what steps have you personally taken to overcome this?
Um, since starting university, it has to be probably leaving my previous university to come to the University of Gloucestershire. This was very difficult for me. After commencing at the course, I shortly realised that it wasn't for me, and that I really didn't want to be there. But then I realised that, and I took steps to rectify it. Firstly, by contacting the University of Gloucestershire, and they gave me several steps that I needed to do in order to get on the course. I made numerous phone calls, and then I was told that I was accepted at the uni. I was so grateful to be given the second chance. Um, and I have cherished every moment since joining, and I'm so proud of how far I've come, and I'm thoroughly enjoying my course now. When I first attended Gloucestershire, I made a tremendous effort to make friends and attend activities and workshops, some including I'm recently working with the Gloucester History Festival and also the Spectacle of Light Festival. Um, as I was conscious, I had joined the course later than my peers. Due to me making this effort, I soon felt settled and supported, especially these past few months while studying from home.
How did you feel as a new student, and what would be your top recommendation to a nervous prospective student?
I felt very apprehensive going to university for the first time. I'd never been to the university or even been to Gloucester, so I'd no clue where to go. It was very daunting meeting new people, meeting my lecturers and tutor, and even making new friends. I felt so far behind compared to my other students, and this made me feel worried and stressed. However, one thing that helped me was getting involved with all the events that the university has to offer and through my course, and all the societies. This made me feel really at ease and increased my confidence. I know you can be very nervous at first, and I definitely was shy, especially with the online learning aspect of everything as well. Um, I would advise it's so important to engage with students and get to know them, whether this is talking in a group chat, on your lecturers, and if you do group work and also outside of university. I would also say get to know your lecturers and tutors as often and talk to them as often as possible. This helped me, and it will help you get the most out of your university experience.
How do you feel you have developed as a person since starting university?
Developed immensely. I never even thought I would go to university, especially from a care background. only 6% of care leavers go to university, which is extremely low to where I think it should be. Now being here and knowing so much that I have achieved since leaving school makes me so proud of myself. I have developed in so many ways. Changing universities was a huge challenge for me, especially with little to no help from my family, but I managed to do it on my own. I have become more confident, resilient, and I've learned how to adapt to change and never give up.
What would you say now to your 17-year-old self?
Um, Firstly, I would say take every opportunity that comes your way, as you never know what might be round the corner. Um, Throughout my life, I've experienced a lot of change after going to boarding school at a young age and then going into care at the age of 16. I've had to come over a lot of challenges. Although at the time I thought these challenges were negative, I embraced them as a positive, and I'm so grateful I did, as I would not be where I am today if these hadn't happened. I would say embrace every change and look at it as a positive. I always took a step back and looked at the bigger picture, focus on the qualities I had as an individual, not just the kid from care and the stigma that comes around that, and how far I have come and how resilient I am. I would also say never give up, look for solutions, not obstacles. Thank you.